hours. Okay. All right. Oh. Burb or cube? Burb or cube? Cube. With the attention of Witch Fortuna, our colleague Jasmine asked me to meet with you to explain the advantage of devouring Adana and becoming stronger as a group. This is an important matter, so let me know when I can visit at your earliest convenience. Faithfully, June Recia. Sure. Oh, hello. Oh, shit. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for having me. I'm not used to dealing with young witches, so first of all, excuse me if I say something too blunt or out of place. Haha, don't worry, that introduction was polite enough. Good. You need to vote. You need to vote for Jasmine. I don't care for her program really, it is just imperative that we eat Adana's corpse. Whoa, I thought you came by to do some convincing, not just to order me around. We are inches away from unlocking a new whole dimension of understanding. There will always be time to open the gates to more witches. Who knows? It is possible that if we ascend higher, we can directly grant illumination to anyone. That'd be very convenient, huh? I can expose some pretty solid arguments if I may. Be my guest. Do you mind if I summon a Fatemancer's disc to calculate the chances that our interests will align? I know your disc's secret. And what that may be. Your invention is pretty convenient for any witch facing some kind of critical situation. What they don't know is that the disc is also recording everything, collecting information for you. That is true indeed. How did you learn about it? My third eye isn't just for looking. I believe you to be the first person to know. Please, don't disclose it to the rest of the Coven, or you will deprive them of an essential tool. Wait. How about you make the disc stop stealing info? Okay, I won't. That I won't do. To collect intel on witches' dire situations is in fact its main purpose. Don't you have any sense of ethics? Ethics lose all meaning when you spend a decade trapped inside the dungeons of Inquisitions. I need to gather as much information as possible for the betterment of my holistic formula. I'll be right back. Hello. I won't disclose any secrets. If that's what you are worried about. Still, the mere knowledge of your peers' issues is a clear violation. That's irrelevant. Those are the ethics of the privileged. When you are faced with death, when you become a survivor, it's all about the results. How about you summon a minister of secrets at least, so you can't possibly disclose any sensitive information. I don't see it as necessary, but I will if that keeps you from sabotaging my project. It'll make me feel better, yeah? Understood. Do you mind if I summon a Fate Mancer's disc anyway? Sure, go on. Good. The first thing I want to use to demonstrate the advantage of harnessing power is a present. I learned that you craft your own cards using Arcana. With enough power, you could create your own and not be limited to the ones found in a grimoire. Here. Thank you. While I was at the mercy of the Inquisition, I met a penitent pilgrim. He didn't say anything, but he left a lasting impression on me. Using my holistic formula, I captured his essence in the form of a super arcana for you to use in your divination. Think about the possibilities if you were able to etch any element of the cosmos that marked you into a card. Is that enough of a reason to keep more witches from ascending? It feels too egotistical. I'm aware that for someone as intelligent as you, flattery won't be enough to make up your mind. So, next, allow me to make a demonstration of power. Oh, thrilling. What do you have in mind? Thanks to my understanding of the holistic formula, I made myself immune to fate. Ha! Sorry, I laughed. It sounds way too ludicrous. Then go ahead. Read my fortune. Throw me your meanest card. It'll be my pleasure. But wait. My formula may damage your deck in the process. Are you sure you still want to go through with it? You are planning to dispel my card, aren't you? How did you... Is there a way to get a hold of one of those magnificent third eyes of yours? Would you like me to help you find one through my divination? That sounds tempting, but as I told you, I am immune to the arts of fate. Not much of a perk right now, huh? Ha. It's alright. I have my own ways. Even at the cost of a card, do you still want me to demonstrate? I believe it'll be a very valuable lesson. I'll take your word for it. My deck is too precious. That's a pity. It would have been a pretty enlightening experience for you. Maybe, but I spent way too much time on these cards to let you break them in any way. If you don't embrace entropy, you will accumulate too much baggage to be able... What? If you don't embrace entropy, you will accumulate too much baggage to be able prosper as a witch. Attachment limits growth. I have my own ways. I'm sure you do. Well, what's your next solid argument to persuade me towards eating the old hag? I feel that's enough for today. Your mind is too burdened for me to effectively impart wisdom. That's a shame. The disc isn't looking great either, but it didn't reach 0. Only time will tell whether or not we become allies. Very well. I'll come and see you again in the future. You're welcome to come anytime. Farewell. Hello, Mr. Snaky Man. Quite a character, this Janresha. Kinda liked her, to be honest. I sympathize with her. She has that kind of look only a behemoth can recognize. What do you mean? Those eyes. You only get them when you manage to peek behind the curtain. They evoke a calm dread, if that makes any sense. I can picture myself getting there at some point if I keep delving into the mysteries of this deck. Ha 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 ha. Maybe. Maybe not. You are too stubborn for that. Hey, I'm not that obstinate. If anything, I see you acquiring the presence of a master. It requires a special kind of confidence to evoke that. Oh, thank you. Only idiots and erudites manage to get there, and I'm still on the fence about which one you are. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Burb? Hey Fortuna, I'd like to visit you and thank you properly for helping me with that delicate issue. Your friend, Greth. Come on over, boss. Hello, beautiful. Hi, Greth. How are you? Better than ever, thanks to you. And I'm not just talking about the behemoth. Huh? Listen, I wanted to thank you for helping me. Here. You craft your own cards, right? I managed to capture my behemoth's essence inside a super arcana. I hope it's useful to you. This is fantastic, Greth. Thank you so much. Glad to hear you like it. I thought with the upcoming elections, your hands are going to be full attending to many witches. I hope this helps. Haha, you're right. We're all about to get into a fine mess. Heard our friend Dahlia is running for leader. That's right. Are you planning on supporting her with your cards? No, I'm sorry. I'm going to be helping Jasmine. What? Why? Dahlia's program is way more forward-thinking. Maybe you're right. But I feel safer in Jasmine's hands. In the end, I'll be happy whoever wins. They're both well-intentioned, and that's what ultimately matters. But right now, I'd rather support Jasmine. Of course, I respect your position. It just surprised me a bit, that's all. What do you think about this whole mess of eating or freeing Adana's corpse? I say we scatter her and welcome more witches. Being more powerful sounds nice and all, but we'll become more powerful as a coven anyway if we welcome more members. Jasmine won't be happy to hear that. I myself haven't decided yet. Both options are too interesting. I'll let the contestants do their work and present solid arguments towards their stances. Then I'll see. That's a wise plan. Anyway, I should be going now. I feel the urge to start reading some political treaties. Do you think studying politics will get me closer to understanding the meaning of life? I don't know. Who does? Well, I'll be leaving now. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hmm. looks interesting. Um, yeah. Let's see, how do I do this again? That looks like a good. Let's see. How do I? Oh, actually. Actually. That's good. Verb. That doesn't look right. Doesn't look right at all. Fuck. That looks pretty good. Looks like a little odd. Fuck. Oh, I messed it up. That looks okay. Flip. Shit. That looks pretty good. I think I am done. Fuck it. Faucet Spera. The Titans of the Quarry reinforces the Arcana with their ore. Relentless restitude, unwavering faith. The birds of prey carry this message throughout the cosmos. Hmm. Hmm. There's a better spot. Okay, this one's. I like this spot a little bit better. I have something in my eye. Oh, snap. Ooh. My eye burns. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. Looks pretty good to me. No, it's not too flashy like the others, but I fuck with it. Chinza Mary. The deity in the shipwreck scrutinizes every aspect, witness to many kinds of love. The bartender can channel hidden feelings. The barkeep serves drinks and therapy. The astronaut's pith cloth stimulates purpose and discovery. Tordo. Fortuna. Not cool, I had to learn you can get visitors now from other than you. I don't know if you are aware of the current state of things, but we needed to talk. Patrice. Chapter 5. An inquiry into values. Things weren't as easy as you have them right now. When I was about the age of little Michael here, I was already working. What did you do, Grandma? I spent most of my childhood helping my mom sew work clothes for the farmers. Wish I had a job already. I hate school, and my allowance is miserable. You make more from your allowance than I made sewing clothes. I got paid 30 cents a piece. What? Then what did you even bother doing it? And why did you even bother doing it? I had to help my mom. She was paid $2 a piece. But during those times, it was enough for us to get by. Why is everything more expensive now, Grandma? I don't think I'm ready to explain that. Ask your dad about inflation when you get home. Did your dad explain it to you? I'm afraid not. My dad died in the war back in Spain. He didn't have time to teach me much, besides how to use a knife. and how to cook a mean paella. I love Grandma's yellow rice. Sure you do, beautiful. I'll make you some paella tomorrow. What do you say? Yes. Yes, yes. Why did you come to America, Yaya? First of all, this is not America. These are the United States. Okay, okay. Why did you come to the U.S.? A couple of years after my dad was killed, my mom had to flee to France with me and your auntie Fortuna to escape from the fascists. Then we moved to the U.S. What are fascists? Very mean people who don't like anyone who thinks differently from them, or simply is different. Are there any fascists in the U.S.? Too many, I'd say. Oh no. What are we gonna do, Grandma? Don't worry about it. I'll protect you all. Yaya, tell us more stories about Aunt Fortuna. You know, this is the perfect place for it, since it was on this very beach I saw your aunt for the last time. It was here? Where she died? I've told you 1,000 times, your Aunt Fortuna didn't die. She went to live in the stars. Come on, Yaya. I'm old enough already. But it is true. We drove here on a beautiful summer night, just the two of us and our friend Eva. I love Eva. She gives me candy. Yes, Eva's always been a sweetheart. Fortuna made a delicious pizza and we opened a nice bottle of grape juice. Wine. Yes, wine, Maria Fortuna. I want wine. That night, there was this beautiful meteor shower. So, the three of us made a wish. I asked for my sister to be happy. She wasn't happy. She had a good life here, but she needed more. Your auntie is magical. She's always had special powers. But this world wasn't ready for all she had to give. Out of the blue, she said, I want to be a witch. I'm scared. Shh, Michael, it's alright. She's a good witch. Then she got up and started walking towards the sea. The stars fell upon her from the sky, but also rose to embrace her from the bottom of the ocean. She walked until she disappeared into the water. She drowned then. No, she went to live in the stars. Don't make me repeat myself. Her body was never found, but she didn't drown. She's in a magical place now, watching over us. Why doesn't she come visit us? That I don't know, sweetheart. Hello, Fortuna. Oh no, you're upset. At this point, I'd say I'm more delusioned than upset. When were you planning on telling me you can accept visitors? I didn't want to worry you until I figured out this mess. So you managed to get yourself into a new mess, even in exile. I don't know why I keep caring at this point. What do I need to do for you to let your big sister in? Have I ever failed you? Patrice, come on, I've explained this to you too many times already. You are in, it's just that I don't like to be saved. And you're always too quick to make my own problems your own. I want you to be my friend, not my mom. Although not even our mom intruded as much as you do. Oh, I know. Who do you think changed your diapers and took you to school? Ah, not this again. Listen, it's been 2 centuries since I last saw you. Why don't we skip this part and cut to the tense and cordial conversation? Fine. How's Juliet doing? Are you still together? No. That had to end. We broke up about 50 years ago. What happened? She went and joined the arbitrage office willingly. Can you believe it? Whoa. Why did she do that? She was overwhelmed by what being a witch implies. All that freedom, directionlessness. She depended a lot on me to decide how to use her time, but I'm not the kind to become anyone's conductor. She was fine whenever she was busy, but every time I needed my space, she had severe episodes of anxiety and depression. She knew she was hurting us both, so in the end, her solution was to forego her freedom. From what she told me in her letters, becoming an arbiter gave her a mission and a purpose. What a shame. Well, whatever works, I guess. Existential dread is a widespread disease among witches. The irony of immortality. How's work? Stupendous, I'd say. While you've been gone, we've managed to become one of the most popular publications among many covens. I even started overseeing a side editorial about magical technology, which has become a hit among witches of the Machina cult. 10 modules you won't be able to live without 10 modules you won't be able to live without once you've installed them in your mech. I know, I'm not proud of those kinds of headlines, but they work wonders. I'm sure. I find them dumb too, but I gotta say, Cosmic Gazette's top 5 trinkets of the week is one of my favorite sections. I know. We should stop trying to play it smart and embrace our love for random lists. For this year's special, we may even go full bait. Top 10 best lists in the cosmos. I'm looking forward to it. And to think I used to be the best-selling author back on Earth. Are you still checking on your descendants? Nah, I got bored a couple of generations ago. It was important to me to veil over Maria Fortuna, Eric, Michael, and the rest. And I was genuinely curious about how they raised their children. What became of them all? I don't know, the ego trip of witnessing one's legacy. But at some point it lost all meaning, just became voyeurism, watching strangers go about their lives. They stopped talking about you, huh? Shut up. I know you too well. Frick. What about you? What have you done this time? What are you implying? Something embarrassing, dangerous, or illegal, I'm sure. Fine. Show yourself, Abramar. Holy fuck, Fortuna. A motherfucking behemoth? Pleased to meet you, Patrice. And it talks? What do you mean it talks? The behemoth's fucking invented language. And I'm not an it. Please refer to me as he. What have you done, Fortuna? I did what I had to do to survive. Survival? This will get you executed, erased from the cosmos. I was living death anyway. 200 years alone on this rock is worth an oblivion, Patrice. Who would blame you, really? Fucking Adana. Hey, Donna. You have to use the elections as an opportunity to save your ass. I can start by calling in some favors, see if we can get you in the running. Please. What? You're doing it again. Stop. This is my mess. I can handle it. You can't handle shit. Look at this situation you've gotten yourself into. I've been a witch for decades longer than you. I don't need your lessons. You may have been my big sister back on Earth, but not anymore. In fact, you're the little sister now. Know your place. What did you just say, you ungrateful piece of shit? You heard me. It's my turn to protect you. Just by colluding with me on this behemoth issue, you could be punished too. I didn't even tell my best friends. That's why I didn't want to get you involved. The fucking nerve. I don't need your help. The sooner you get that into your head, the better. Why did you turn me into a witch then? I did not turn you into a witch. You were destined to become one. How many times do I have to go over this? I just read the cards. Wait. What? Oh my god. Are you alright? I did turn you into a witch. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Patrice. What are you on about? What? You're sorry now? What is going on? Oh shit, you're bone cancer. Oh shit, oh my fucking life. Fortuna, easy. I'm sorry, I'm truly sorry. I recently learned something about my divination that, well, it changes everything. What is going on? I'm not a reader. I'm a writer. What the hell does that mean? Adina's corpse visited me recently. She told me why she sent me into exile and why she took away my debt. I'm not seeing the future. I'm just citing it. Forging what's ahead. I killed you. Whoa, slow down. First of all, we were kids. You're not responsible for my fate no matter the forces behind it. I gave you fucking cancer. Hey, shut it. I had a great life. If not cancer, it would have been a truck or the aftermath of all the drugs I did. I did not hold you accountable for any of that. Still, I'm so sorry. And then you're right. I've always been right. I turned you into a witch. I couldn't bear you dying and I dragged your soul into space. Well, I do hold you accountable for that. Not that I hate it. Being a witch beats eternal slumber. However, I think you owe me. You must let me in. You wanted me back in your life so bad you pulled me out of death's embrace. Now own it. This is too much, Patrice. I don't want to read the cards anymore. The responsibility is overwhelming. Listen. See how your powers present quite an ethical conundrum. But we're not on Earth anymore. I haven't met a single witch that isn't fucking overpowered and exploiting her abilities to satisfy her ambitions. You're like a super witch, so what? Use your powers to do good or whatever. I don't know, Patrice. Moreover, I believe you should act on it. Like that spider guy. That Ava liked. Having great power and not using it irresponsibly. That doesn't go like that. No? Well, you get me. But where do I draw the line? Case by case. I know you're a good person. I'm not afraid of letting you tamper with fate. Read the cards for me. Come on. Really? What about? Read into my end. What? No! Come on. We all have an expiry date. Even witches. Write me a beautiful death. Patrice. You know, being aware of how I was meant to die gave me superpowers back when I was mortal. It was weird, but I missed that powerful dread. Please, Fortuna, grant me illumination once again. Alright. I love you, Patrice. I love you too. Here we are again. But let me tell you, this is the last time you make me read into your end. You get reincarnated or whatever, you deal with the pain of being alive like the rest of us. Deal? Wait, how does this new deck of yours work? For you it's gonna be the same. Mechanically speaking, it's just like tarot. But I crafted this deck myself, capturing arcana inside the cards. So I can fine-tune my style of divination and don't need to be so dependent on the classic tarot symbols. Wow, cool. Okay, show me what you've got. Sounds kind of cool. You will get to witness the end of this universe and perish along with whoever remains to experience the end of it all. So you basically cursed me with eternal life. Not quite. The universe will eventually end. That is an eternity, even by witches' standards. Excuse me for wishing you a long existence. I may die of boredom before fulfilling your prophecy, let me tell you. But I guess that watching reality come to an end may be quite an experience. Can't wait. Bleak. So what do you think of my new deck? Pretty cool, yeah. I was a bit fed up with tarot, to be honest. Yeah, me too now that I think about it. It'll take more time to get bored of these cards since I can keep producing new ones. Illustrations. Do you make them yourself? They're pretty cool. I compose them with existing arcana, but they leave a lot of room for creativity. I don't know. It's fun. Happy to hear you're having a good time. Okay, we've dealt with my own demise. What do you say we focus on avoiding yours now? Here we go again. Fine. What do you have in mind? I want you to run for leader. What? No. I'm deadly serious. When I learned that Adana died and the Coven needed a new leader, I automatically thought of you. Your divination makes you the perfect candidate. That's why it pissed me off extra to discover that you could receive visitors this late. We've already lost a lot of time and we could have put into preparing your campaign. I'm sorry about that, but anyway. I'm sorry about that, but anyway. Choose a good one. We discovered I'm not a reader, but a writer. The responsibility. Being a writer makes it even more crucial that you become our leader. What would even be the point of anyone ruling if you can just sweep away any reality? I could always decide to stop using my powers. As if. You're never going to surrender your powers. It'd make you too miserable. I know you too well. Just look where you got to when cornered. Just look where you got to when cornered after 2 centuries of isolation. One day, a critical situation will hit you or the Coven, and you're going to take matters into your own hands. If you do so from the position of leader, you'll handle the situation from the best possible perspective, with all the info that there is to have. And more than that, it's your duty to use your extraordinary powers in service of the Coven. That's fine and all, but I already told Jasmine I'd help her become the next leader. What a pity. Let's hope she takes it well when you tell her you're running for leader yourself. She won't take it well, but you'll have to understand. Her loss? Perfect. Game's on. You're gonna make a great leader. Trust me. You're not the first one to tell me I'd make a great leader. You all are going to make me believe I should do it. You should. You must. I'll help you. First order of business is to define a program. I'm gonna go do some scouting and I'll come back with a picture of the current political landscape. Then we can decide where we stand on the hottest topics. Okay, this is all moving so fast. Don't worry, I'll make it easy for you. See you in a bit. Get your desk in order, relax a bit, and we'll set everything in motion when I come back. Cool? See you later. Bye. Oh, Mr. Slithery, man. What a bossy sister. Tell me about it. The air seal didn't seem to make a dent on her. I'm a bit disappointed in my magic. I'd say Patrice adores me in her own way. She just has a tough way of expressing love. I'm beginning to think I sided with the wrong sister. Shut up. So, shit is getting real. Are you excited? After summoning a behemoth, this is child's play. This promises to be a fun ride, I see. Okay then. What do you need me to do? What do you mean? For example, do you want me to deliver a letter to summon Dahlia and Jasmine to let them hear about your final stance? Good idea. A friendly reunion before the race. You never know how gruesome things will get. And the three of us didn't have the chance to meet just to hang out. You never know how gruesome things will get. And the three of us didn't have the chance to meet just to hang out like old times. So, do invite them, please. I will. I'm glad you let Patrice know about me. You don't have to worry. She's loyal. Oh, I'm not worried. On the contrary, I'm eager to team up with her. Team up? Come on, you have a behemoth on your side and you were planning on not using me during the campaign? Just let your sister know about my skills. I'm sure she'll put them to good use. I can spy on opponents, dig up some dirt, spin the cosmic wheel a bit in our favor, you know? Favor, you know? Okay. I guess that's a great resource. But don't you do anything without our approval. Absolutely. It may not look like it, but I'm a team player. Yeah, sure. I think I'm going to lay down for a bit now. I need some rest before facing the mess I've gotten myself into. Talk to you later. You are wearing the most beautiful dress made out of black skulls and lilies. You attend an awards ceremony that celebrates the best students of the occult. You are nominated in every category but don't win a single award. You meet a beautiful waitress and have sex backstage. What to do? Study. Alright, what do we have here? Expert of Whispers of Arcana. Quest by Witch Adana. I find Quest to be the most special of the qualities of the Arcana because it is the only one that can't be directly linked to any of the four elements. Quest is none of the elements, but the intersections between them. Quest is transitionary in nature. The search for knowledge, the call for adventure, the never-ending journey. When infused with energy, this quality of the Arcana varies widely. Hereby I present a detailed list of the potential states of Quest. Quest and air, guidance, illumination, discovery. Quest and water, introspection, isolation, wisdom. Quest and earth, determination, trust, rightfulness. Quest and fire, deception, the occult, the unknown. The elements determine the nature and direction of a journey, which can flow inwards or outwards, and can be forthright or deceptive depending on context. Alright, what do we have here? Excerpt of Whispers of Arcana, Community, by Witch Adana. Community can be correlated with air, and it is more intense when combined with it, but it offers a richer variety of meaning depending on the function of the energy linked to it. Community isn't context per se, but the identity and volition of a group's individuals. Culture, principles, expectations, and prejudice is. When infused with energy, this quality of the arcana varies substantially. Hereby I present a detailed list of the potential states of community. Community and air, justice, karma, retribution, community and water, communication, peace, and temperance, community and earth, support, success, endorsement, community and fire, judgment, decision, crisis. The elements determine the behavior of a group. They can be benevolent, They can be benevolent or harsh. A community can provide if one's accepted, or if it can deprive if one's rejected. More study. Alright, what do we have here? Excerpt of Whispers of Arcana, Desire, by Witch Adana. One would link desire to water for obvious reasons, but in my studies I have discovered that this quality of arcana is so volatile, its meanings explode in almost diametrically opposed directions. Desire can manifest in the pain of not having, or in anticipation of sweetness. The primordial directive that puts every sentient being in motion, the origin of civilizations, the spark of war. When infused with energy, this quality of the arcana varies dramatically. Hereby I present a detailed list of the potential states of desire. Desire and air, temptation, corruption, knowledge. Desire and water, yearning, passion, and friendship. Desire and earth, motivation, happiness, fulfillment. Desire and fire, rejection, hatred, a bad omen. The elements determine the inner nature of desire, as I mentioned. This is a volatile quality and can be easily spun from love into hate, from a blessing into a curse. I've said it enough, best not to overdo it. I'll pick an interactive tale at random for my collection. The MetaNet, by Clara Danya. The MetaNet is the largest social and neurological network in the world. It keeps you hyper-connected and present in exchange. In exchange, your past is fading away. There is someone in the realms of the past you do not want to forget about. It seems contradictory, but you have been feeling ever so lonely. The cards in the hyper-reality tarot do not lie. He is important. You know well to There's a sacrifice to be made. All the links you have built in the network, all the people you know will be lost forever in data oblivion. Except they won't. You download all the data, your years in the MetaNet, all the names and avatars and interactions and moments shared. This encyclopedia of your life online will be printed in reality, ready for you when you leave. The person you are trying to find is somewhere in the data. You met him in the online lands, but he left the MetaNet, back to reality. He felt his life there was not enough. You are going to do the same, right? It feels like the correct thing to do. You are ready to take a look back at reality. It must have been forever. Time warps in the MetaNet. You do it. You turn off the network. You remove all the systems that kept you connected from your head. The loneliness feels overwhelming in a home you had forgotten. The beam of natural light coming through the window is unbearable, but then you see the outsiders through the window. The outsiders never adapted to the MetaNet. You watch them go about their disconnected lives. Maybe it's not so bad out here. Time starts moving at a measurable pace. You love clocks. You remember when you took them away in the MetaNet, but you don't remember much more. Days go by and you remember how to do some basic stuff to survive outside. Cooking. You gain access to memories of evenings spent learning how to prepare your mother's recipe. Oh, shit. There is a warmth you have not felt in a long time, but there is something you are forgetting. Days go by and you remember your corporal form. You gain access to memories of time spent in front of the mirror, admiring your body, touching it. There is a sense of security you have not felt in a long time, but there is something you are forgetting. Days go by and you remember pleasures. You gained access to memories of time spent walking through the fields and the forest near your house. There is a feeling of freedom you have not felt in a long time, but there is someone you are forgetting. It feels good out here. The MetaNet feels like a bad dream that you escaped. It comes with the realization that the MetaNet and reality are incompatible. Every day your memory of it fades, but something doesn't feel right. You don't want the MetaNet to disappear from your memory entirely. Then you remember your encyclopedia, a history book of your past self waiting to be read. You printed it before you disconnected, filled to the brim with data. Innumerable sheets sit in your printer, and that triggers a remembrance of him. You were so caught up adapting and enjoying reality that you had forgotten his name. Avatar and your past together have to be there somewhere. But if you had forgotten, is he really that important? Do you really want to go back and look at the past that you would prefer to lose sight of? You appreciate the smell of burning paper, the change of the wind that moves the flames, the heat in your hands. The years spent in the MetaNet with its sensory deprivation have made you appreciate the reality that surrounds you more vividly. If you are bound to forget the past, you might as well forget it soon. What to do? I'll pick an interactive tale at random from my collection. Hyper Reality Readings by Clara Danya. The human is back at their workplace. They look at the screen for hours. The algorithm is not enough. The readings have been failing. The machine needs human insights in order to be accurate. The hyper reality tarot needs the magic of emotional perception. It's just another day at work, providing the sorcery of providence and guidance to those who seek it. The cases start coming in for the human algorithm team and you, the hand of destiny, luck, or magic. Case 0015997. They are a young professional who doesn't know how to further their career. The case asks the tarot if they should leave their current employer or stay. The algorithm always makes its reading first. It takes nanoseconds to analyze the case's evidence. It suggests the temperance card, balance, purpose, patience. It has found data to suggest they should stay at their current workplace. It has looked into their data consisting of pictures and endless lines of conversation. They have a family to feed and a precarious economic situation. Then it's the human's turn. He wants to challenge that. The tarot algorithm is widely trusted to analyze objective data, but not emotional data. The humans look into their file for emotional cues, the choice of words in their conversations. The humans find search data every night at about 4 a.m. Case 0015997 can't sleep, looking desperately for another job. The human suggests death upright. Change. The algorithm is programmed to trust you. The human believes you are the higher power who chooses the right answers. A soft hum in the head of case 0015997. The tarot reading is suggesting the opposite of what they had thought. The decision had been made before the reading. You will never know what happened in the end anyway. Case 0015998. He is a retired man of advanced age who feels like his past self is trying to communicate with him through the reflections in the windows in his house. The case asks the tarot if he should cover the windows and forget about it or open them to let him in. The algorithm suggests the Hangman card, reversed. Exploring his dark thoughts, it has found data to suggest he should open the windows. The case owns various tomes about dark arts and has searched the net for rituals to summon otherworldly beings. The human challenges that again. He would be shocked that the algorithm is suggesting such a thing if he hadn't seen it working for years. The human looks into the man's file for emotional cues. The choice of words in his conversations, he finds none, as the man has no conversations. There's only evidence to support the algorithm's thesis, but the human will not agree. Instead, the human suggests judgment upright. The man should reflect upon himself, his past, and his decisions. He should realize he is lonely and unwell, and maybe then act to transform his reality. And he should definitely keep the windows closed. Once again, you are the overseeing hand, the hand of luck perhaps, the hand of providence. Case 0015998 stops responding after the reading. You don't know if he received the message or if he had disconnected beforehand. You will never know what happened in the end anyway. Case 0015999, a tarot reader. She asks if her readings are making a change in the world. There was a perceptible trembling in her online being. You know this woman who was questioning her. This is a woman who is questioning her whole identity at this precise moment. The human perceives this too. This algorithm is quick and ruthless in its proposition. The card it displays is the world reversed. Accept harsh truths. No one makes a change in this world. The human secretly agrees, but approaches from a different angle. The world upright. Bring closure to this enterprise, but feel fulfilled. You are the only one who has any power over the final display. The world upright. Accept that change is not possible, but she should feel fulfilled. Case 001599 leaves the reading room quietly. The algorithm does not feel. The human is relieved. You will never know what happens in the end anyway. What the heck? An hour? Dang. I'm gonna be right. Right back. Forensic report of Forensic report of a revolution by Ivan Papiol. Okay. One moment. In our country's recent history, there was a fascist regime that wouldn't hesitate to murder anyone that dared to speak against its values and leaders. The militia would discard their bodies in mass graves and send their severed heads to their families as a warning of the fate awaiting the resistance. The enigmatic cryomancer Muxio developed a forensic palmistry practice that would find out how those killed had died and where they had been tossed away, so that their families could hopefully find the bodies of their loved ones and give them a proper burial. But eventually the regime's militia came storming down on the cryomancer's home and sent them to a prison, claiming conspiracy against the regime. Despite these claims, Muxio's respected expertise in the field of forensic palmistry was so renowned that the police offered him a generous deal. They would be granted freedom as long as they helped the police find the terrorists that were killing key politicians in mysterious circumstances. Muxio would be handed an ornate, shoe-sized red box containing the right hand of one of the murdered politicians and write a report with helpful information. The first box contained a hand with a strong earth energy. The cryomancer felt belonged to someone born with a deep contentment for following orders. Muxio had seen this hand on TV before, making this regime salute. Its pitiful fortune line made them chuckle the first time they saw it, so it was unforgettable. The cryomancer wrote in their report, Cryomancer pointed out the faded fortune line in the politician's hand and concluded their report, guessing that this murder had probably just been a lucky success for the terrorists, for this was a very unlucky person. And so their report was sent. The next day, the cryomancer stuck their arm out of the prison cell in order to get the next ornate red box. The second box contained a familiar hand with water energies. It was the hand of a famous writer and speaker of the regime, Muxio had attended one of her speeches. At the time, they took notice of the fact that this person's ring finger, the finger of art-inclined individuals, was remarkably long, and found it ironic. Because the thing that made her speeches popular were her views on art being the rotting of civilization. It was a shame that she was clearly talented at it. The cryomancer wrote in their report, they did not wish to insinuate that this hand's owner had partaken in clandestine artistic activities, but if it was up to them, that was the lead that they would follow. There was a chance this hand's owner had met with a dangerous terrorist during a secret artistic endeavor. And so their report was sent to the regime. Muxio bit their lip, trusting their clandestine art groups had already had time to flee after their imprisonment. The next day, the Cryomancers stuck their arm out of the prison cell in order to get the next ornate red box. Seeing the third box's hand brought a smile to Muxio's face. It meant everything was going as planned, and in their final report, Muxio wrote the truth. When handing in the report, Muxio felt their insides burn with the determination of knowing that the dictator was dead. And they also knew that the prison guards were probably the last fascist cockroaches resisting the inevitable. So while handing over the final report, they grabbed their guard's hand, looked them in the eyes, and said, "You see this cross nearing the end of your lifeline? That means that you and the few remaining of your kind are destined to die in the fires of revolution." Ooh. I don't want to devour my precious collection in one sitting. I'll let it rest for a bit. What to do? Fuck it. And then the guy. Wait, did I already use him? Weird. Did I really? Which one did I pick? Let's do this one. Oh, I don't have enough though for the little mousy boy. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. Because in that case, I want to do this one. I don't have enough for it anyway. Could go with that one. Yep. think this is cool. It's not anything crazy. Closure. The armed golems support the cards ethically. The hero inspires us to achieve the impossible. The iron golem is powered by sheer determination. Excessive earth energy can lead to immobility. Hello, little hermit crab. Dear Fortuna, you want to see us, right? I'd love to get together before the race starts. Let me know when it's a good time, and I'll pick up Dahlia and come over to your place. Your friend, Jasmine. Thanks for coming. It's been centuries since we got the three of us together. I don't know why we didn't do this I don't know, right away. What's up, witches? You bet. Magic life can get so chaotic sometimes, and we just forget to enjoy it. Yeah. It makes me so happy to see the two of you together. Tell me about some adventures I missed. What did we do the last time we met? We should plan a trip for when I regain my freedom. That's an incredible idea. You got her fired up already. Any idea where we would like to go then? Defrenia, the city of blacksmiths. That sounds like a great trip, but I'd rather go for something less dark for my first time out. I've always wanted to visit the Deerfolk Kingdom. My mentor, Eugenia, always told me amazing stories about it. Oh, I'm in. I've heard they have some fine studs in their brothels. Dahlia. I'm sure you could use a bit of action too, Jasmine. I have a satisfactory sex life. What are you implying? I was just teasing you, silly. Really. By the way, are you nervous about the elections? You can't imagine. I'm cool. More excited than anything. On the one hand, I'm not worried because whoever wins in the end, the Coven is going to be well looked after. On the other hand, I want what's best for the Coven, and I truly believe my program is the safest bet. Just to be clear, I do think you'd make for a lovely leader, but playing it safe is the death of progress, Jasmine. But aren't we all well already? We just need to iron out Adana's more abusive politics and put some love into the community. That's because the status quo benefits you. Think about all the novices and all the witches who don't fit into the orderly vision, myself included. My plan is not to start a revolution, but to level the playing field. It's not fair that power is held by the eldest. Novices need to be guided, though. Think about when we had just ascended. We weren't in any shape to be making important decisions. I don't know about that. Age has its own setbacks. What do you think, Fortuna? Well, about that, I guess it's time I make my stance clear. I am running for leader myself. What? Oh my. But aren't you exiled? Patrice is going to help me run the campaign. In fact, it was her who practically forced me into this venture. Okay. And what's your deal? I'm not really sure yet. We still have to define our program. But my sister is dead set on having my divination at the helm of the new government. That'd be quite an asset, alright. Have you really thought this through? I doubt a criminal has much of a chance at leadership. What a bitch. Whoa, that's a bit strong. I'm not a criminal, Jasmine. Part of the plan of becoming the next leader is to eradicate unfair punishments. So you actually wanted to meet us to declare war, huh? Not war. I just thought it'd be proper to let you know firsthand. I really think that no matter who wins, the future is bright. Yeah, that's what I like to think. But the stress of competing against you two is a bit overwhelming. Why don't we use this opportunity to promise that no matter what? We'll still be friends after the race is over. No promises needed. I never had a doubt about it. Likewise, we will always be friends. Thank you. I don't know what I would do if I lost you two. You won't. I love you. I love you too. I love you three. Fuck off. Okay, so the next few weeks are about to get pretty busy. I better leave and start preparing my knives. Figuratively speaking, I understand. No, literally. I'm a daggersmith, that's what I do. No need to stab anyone, though. I hope. Okay, you two take care. Okay. See you soon. Take care, both of you. Bye. Thanks for coming. I want to be leader of the coven. Oh, little turtle. Fortuna, everything is set to go. Get your shit in order because it's about to get real. Let me know when you're ready and we'll review the program and campaign plan. Oh, come on. How are you? Excited. Eager to start. Good. Hold on to that fuel. Did you meet with Dahlia and Jasmine? Yes, I did. How did they take it? I believe we're fine. All's good. Really? We promise we'll always be friends no matter what. Ugh, so corny. This is going to be the weirdest political race in the universe. Maybe. All political conflicts should be handled with as much love as this one. Well, jury's still out on how well this is going to go. They're good friends. I'm sure this will be all handled honorably. There's no honor in politics, only victory. Whatever. What now? Okay. Allow me to give you a rundown of what's ahead. We have to define a program and a plan. First, we'll analyze our opponents and I'll interview to see where we stand on the main issues. Then we'll sketch and review a program. Once we get to something solid, we'll form a team and schedule some campaign actions to get the ball rolling. The date for the election Congress hasn't been decided yet, but we're against the clock as of now. All clear? Yes. Good. First of all, did somebody tell you about the 5 pillars of the Coven? You know, judgment, law, enforcement, forbidden arts, mortal affairs, and witch duties. I don't know what you're talking about. Really? Yes, I'm sorry. Okay. Here we go. There are 5 key directives that keep our Coven's cogs churning. As I said, judgment, law enforcement, forbidden arts, mortal affairs, and witch duties. Make good note of them. Judgment is about how we deal with conflicts within the coven, how we determine who's at fault and such. It's also the executive branch, where the coven is going and how we deal with major events. Until now, we've had runic judgment, which basically consisted of Adana consulting with the gods and us blindly swallowing whatever she fed us. Then we have law enforcement. That's how the coven punishes anyone who did something wrong or forbidden as determined by judgment. Right now, as you're well aware, we send infractors into exile for a variable amount of time depending on the severity of their actions. Can our slogan be, "Fuck you, exile"? Very punk. It may work. Next is forbidden arts. That's how we deal with perilous magic and knowledge, such as summoning behemoths, necromancy, etc. Current directive is that when the coven determines that something could put our community at risk, we ban it. Then there's mortal affairs. That's how we deal with humans and, as traditionally put, other lesser beings. Lesser beings as in animals or any life forms that doesn't have access to magic. Actually, fuck that term, by the way. Athena determined that mortals should be exploited and manipulated at witches' convenience. Do you know that Adana wanted to cause World War III on Earth? What? Why? To harvest energy from mortals. Fucking bastard. We still have a celebration pending to send her off to hell. You bet. Last but not least, there are the witch duties. That defines what obligations members have to the coven. Right now we have those obnoxious quarterly controls Adana imposed on us to check on our progress. You skip them thanks to exile, but damn if they haven't been a pain in the ass. Also, should a witch fail to deliver, they'll eventually lose their membership. Imagine the strain that puts on many of our sisters. I would have gladly done my homework in exchange for freedom, though. I know, but still. Luckily, the controls are suspended until after the elections, and many of us are hoping they will be cancelled forever. Nice. That's all 5 of them, right? Yes. But for these elections, there's an additional critical point to the race. What to do with Adina's corpse. Oh, right. The coven is divided between devouring her, making the 100 members that we are right now more powerful, or scattering her remains throughout the cosmos so more witches can ascend, making the coven more diverse. What's your stance on that? I don't have a strong opinion on it. I'm fine with either becoming more powerful or welcoming more witches. But make no mistake, it's one of the hottest topics in these elections, so whatever you choose, be ready for a storm. Understood. Internalize these issues. Take your time. Let me know when you're ready to continue. Done? Done. Good. Let's start discussing our rivals then. Who do you want to start with? You choose. Alright, Dahlia then. Dahlia is not from Earth. On our home planet, politics have exploited and twisted more than anyone else. And then the explored universe. She comes from the demonic desert lands, where matriarchy-based warlordism and chieftanism are the primary form of organization, even nowadays. I'm not saying to underestimate her, but we can expect her to not be well prepared to navigate the intricacies of a political campaign. On the other hand, Dahlia's politics seem to be very different from her homeworld. From what I've gathered, her focus seems to be collectivizing the coven's duties and responsibilities, distributing the coven's power horizontally. Level the playing field is practically her slogan. Whoa, how did you manage to get all that info in so little time? Enjoying the perks of having a journalist sister now, huh? Now focus. Her program to achieve this is judgment by referendum. Dahlia argues that in a community this compact, we should have to account for every member's input, regardless of their background or preparation. Enforce none whatsoever. She believes in amicable resolution. And should dialogue fail, she wants to leave the matter in the hands of the arbitrage office. Her point being that we don't need to police ourselves when we already have the magical pact. Allow free access to any kind of magic and control them through education, not banning. Cut all ties with mortals. Dahlia believes we're too privileged to be messing with people's lives. She thinks that we should leave them be and focus on the cosmic and the magical. Magical tax. Every member of the coven share a percentage of their magic output to pool resources for the benefit of the clan. And finally, she believes we should scatter Adina's remains so more witches can ascend and our coven can become more diverse. As you can see, Dahlia is better on kind-hearted community that requires good will to work. Almost utopic, I must say. What do you think is the best strategy to undermine her program? I don't want to undermine it. It's pretty cool. That won't float. It's imperative you challenge your opponent's ideals to get ahead. Try again. What do you think is the best strategy to undermine her program? Expose her naivety. Faith in good will is ridiculous. Good one. The ideal community she wants to paint a picture of isn't a reality. We'll focus on conveying that to the rest of the coven. Okay, now let's capitalize on your intimate knowledge about your rival. What would you say is Dahlia's strongest point? Her determination. She's battle ready. Indeed. Dahlia is going to be the hardest to throw off her game. Impossible to intimidate or overwhelm. She's likely to force us to be on defense rather than offense when dealing with her. We can't expect to beat her on those grounds, but we need to at least aim to match her determination to get a bit of her cake. It promises to be tough, but I believe in you. Alright, what about her weaknesses? What is Dahlia's most critical flaw? She's very impulsive, impatient, and gets angry easily. Good. If we can provoke her during a debate, the Coven is sure to question her ability to rule. We should be on the lookout for opportunities to get her mad during the campaign. Is this really necessary? It's your call, but if we don't exploit your opponent's flaws, it'll make it less likely for you to become the next leader. Politics are ugly, I know. But also, let me tell you, you should expect the same from your rivals. Friends or not, I'm sure they won't be pulling any punches. Be ready. I'm already regretting this. But sure, whatever. I'll handle it. Shall we go over Jasmine's now? Yeah, sure. Jasmine was born in a small English town during the Industrial Revolution circa 1800. That put her in a cultural sweet spot for amassing the sympathies of the Coven. The young witch in the eyes of the eldest medieval and ancient witches, but not so alien to us as contemporary witches with our world wars, TV, internet, and other global lunacies. Jasmine gets along with us, but is also a part of the last quote-unquote decent generation according to the most conservative witches. Her politics are liberal revision of Adana's removing the most tyrannical mechanisms by reducing punishment and responsibilities. That will maintain the status quo but give more room for individualism and personal enterprise, free from so many duties and the fear of failure. The program to achieve this is judgment will be performed by a quorum of the 4 eldest witches in agreement with the leader. That is the sweetest candy ever programmed for the old lot. Enforcement will work with a system of strikes. She hasn't specified how many yet, but should a witch accumulate enough warning, she will be expelled from the Coven. Way less radical than exile, and the worst case scenario is the freedom to start anew elsewhere. Regarding forbidden arts, she won't change a thing. Anything deemed dangerous by the eldest witches will be banned. Then for mortal affairs, Jasmine proposes a model for protection and guidance. What is good for humanity? What should we protect from them? I guess that'll be determined by the quorum of the eldest. Lastly, as for the witch duties, she proposes a policy of no vigilance. Jasmine argues that we should trust every sister will have the Coven's interest in mind and that there's no need to evaluate or impose any duties on any member. And of course, regarding the trending topic, Jasmine wants the Coven to devour Adana's corpse so we can become more powerful. Take a minute to interiorize Jasmine's program. Sure. Done? Done. Perfect. So tell me now, what do you think is the best strategy to undermine her program? Interesting. If we adopt this strategy, we may polarize the Coven's opinion, but in the long run, we could gather the support of the young and weak, plus the support of the most compassionate elders. It may do the trick. Good. Good. Now, the ass is now to assess the candidate herself. Let's use your privileged info on Jasmine. What would you say is Jasmine's strongest point? Extremely intelligent and manipulative. She knows how to read people and how to work them for her interests. Whoa, strong declaration from a friend. I mean, she's really kind and thoughtful. I don't even think she does it on purpose most of the time. It's just her nature. But she has this way of talking you into things, you know? I understand. This is the hardest quality to battle against. If we can't overpower her dialectically, we need to fight her with strong action. Now to her flaws. What would you say is Jasmine's weakest point? Her anxiety. She gets stressed easily. Ooh, that's really easy to exploit. Good. Good. That's a flaw that will trigger almost automatically just by completing our leadership. But we can push her buttons so she loses focus and messes up. I feel so bad doing this. Toughen up, Fortuna. Her advisors will be doing the same about you, no doubt. Plus, these are emergency resources. If we play our cards right, we can hope for a clean victory. Focus on bringing your best game and I won't have to push any ugly buttons. Talk about pressure. Alright, now for the third candidate. What? There's more? Of course, nobody told you? No, who is it? No one truly thinks she poses any threat to Dahlia or Jasmine, but she is a candidate nonetheless. We should study her. I believe this dark horse has a chance of surprising us all. Tell me who it is already, come on. Cupressa, the historian witch. The eldest witch in our coven. She precedes even Adana. Cupressa is originally from Earth, but ascended way before humanity started even writing. She has an infallible memory. All events get registered inside her tree rings. She's been a real valuable source for the Cosmic Gazette. Cupressa has helped us many times over our articles. The thing is that she's always played a secondary role in the Coven, just supporting us with her wisdom. But apparently Cupressa isn't a fan of change and isn't happy with the direction Jasmine or Dahlia want to take the Coven. For the first time, she's running for leader. Her program is easy to sum up. She wants to keep things exactly as Adana left them. Moreover, she advocates for preserving Adana's corpse as for some sort of oracle, to keep using her as a channel to consult with the gods and to set the direction for the Coven. Wow. Fuck Cupressa. Fuck her program in any case. I know Cupressa personally, and she is very kind and helpful. But yes, no one wants the ghost of Adana to keep ruling over us. She has very few supporters, all among the eldest, but I wouldn't underestimate her. Cupressa has this special mystical aura around her. Combined with her vast knowledge, she's sure to impress any voters during the campaign. Depends on how gruesome the race gets. We could scare some of the most conservative witches into switching sides from Jasmine to Suppressa. I see. As long as we don't underestimate Suppressa and keep her in check, it should all be fine though. Understood? Alright, are you ready to start defining our program? You want to take a break? Nah, let's get this over with already. Alright. We'll go over every point, assess our options, make some choices, and when we have a first draft, we can review any aspect to iron out the program. It's okay to borrow some ideas you may fancy from your rivals, but try to make a program that's unique enough to be your own. Okay. First point, judgment. Right now, this is where our rivals stand. Jasmine wants to form a quorum of the eldest. Dahlia wants to introduce judgment by referendum. Suppressa wants to keep Adena's runic judgment. What type of judgment do you prefer? Maybe there's another option to manage the coven? Something fair but effective? What do you have in mind? Have a leadership that decides on everything without the community's input is problematic. Leaving all executive control in the hands of everyone will produce erratic results. I'm thinking of establishing some sort of ministries to compartmentalize the power. Appoint experts in every matter to deal with law, exploration, magic development, resource management, culture. Anything really, set up as many ministries as necessary. All ministries will work along with the leader, but they would have the last word on their respective competence, since they would be the ideal person to make informed decisions about each issue. And how will these ministers be appointed? Do these positions rotate? What happens if someone more competent shows up? Is the minister replaced? I mean, it's really interesting on paper, and it'll be quite effective to have dedicated witches on every important matter. But this will probably breed many power struggles within the coven, fighting for these positions or trying to earn the favor of certain ministers. I see. Now that the other options don't have downsides, I'm just pointing out what could go wrong with this idea. I think it is still worth giving it a shot if you think it. If you're at the helm, I'm sure you can run a tight ship and put together an excellent team. I'll help you. Yeah, avoiding corruption in this scenario relies on having a capable leader. You are a capable leader. I think you're ready to deal with any kind of judgment system you decide to go with. So having said that, what type of judgment do you prefer? Let's go with the ministry system. Gotcha. Now to law enforcement. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine wants to set up a system of warnings leading to explosion. Dahlia advocates for amicable agreement by the arbitrage office. Suppressa wants to keep exile as punishment. What type of law enforcement? What's a new option? I have trouble feeling towards punishment as a method of enforcing a law. Keeps law and order through fear, but we can't expect everyone to behave. Is there a way to make punishment constructive? Constructive how? Send bad witches to detention to do some magical studies? Not that, but hey, that may be an idea. What about community service? Elaborate. Instead of expelling members, or gods forbid sending them to exile, we could set up a system of assigning hours of community service depending on the severity of the infraction. Tending other witches, gardens, harvesting magic for the coven, helping the explorers, whatever is needed really. We could pull it off, yeah. I don't know if it'll look childish or weak in the eyes of some witches, but it'll definitely benefit the community in the long run, definitely. Alright. What type of law enforcement do you prefer? Understood. Next is forbidden arts. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine and Cupressa want to continue batting whenever they deem dangerous. Dahlia wants to give free access to any kind of magic, but to enforce education so we all know what we're dealing with. How do you want to go about dealing with forbidden arts? There must be some middle ground between banning and free access. Some summonings or spells can save lives. They could even protect us from major evils. There's much to achieve with the careful application of some of the forbidden arts, so what about extending permits? Make it so a witch can apply to have access to certain spells or rituals, and if the Coven deems the applicant's purpose and aptitude appropriate, allow them to make use of them. That is an interesting compromise. You know more about forbidden arts than I do, so I'll go with whatever you think is best. Let's go with the permit system. Wonderful. Now on to mortal affairs. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine says we should guide them, take care of them. Dahlia proposes cutting all ties. She believes that we shouldn't abuse our privilege over them and just let them be. Suppressa wants to continue exploiting them for our benefit. What are your stances on? I'm curious. What else could we do about our relationships with mortals? I don't know. If you want to propose an alternative for our program, it should be something drastically different. Just some iteration on our rivals' ideas would feel uninspired or derivative. What about this? We reveal the existence of witches to mortals. Whoa, coming out strong. What's your angle? Whatever decision we make regarding mortals will be morally gray, since they don't know about us. What I propose here is a simple concept. Truth. It'll definitely stir up some chaos at the beginning, but in the end, wouldn't it be better if we develop a working relationship? Make them aware of our capabilities. Let them ask directly for what they need. That's beautiful. But didn't you pay attention in school? Humanity has a troubling relationship with witches. They burned us for sport. They burned poor, innocent women. What can they really do about the real deal? It's like revealing the existence of lions to rabbit. They can hide or reject us, but in no way will they be able to hurt us. You're underestimating mortals' drive to destroy things, but sure, that could make our program look strong. We can spin a good angle from it. Prepare to be attacked in any debates, though. What's your stances on? Yeah. Roger that. Let's talk about the witch duties. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine advocates for freedom and trust, for believing that every witch will always have to have the Coven's best interest in mind. Dahlia wants to institute some sort of magical tax. Have every witch share some of their magic output for common projects. Suppressa wants to keep Adina's quarterly controls. What are you going to do about witch duties? There must be another way to make our coven stronger without abusing our members and without degrading the spirit of being a community. In all the years you've spent in the coven, what would you say has helped bring your A game the most? Demand? Inspiration? Sharing resources? Oh, I know. Mentorship. My mentor, Eugenia, has been a cornerstone in my development as a witch. What do you say we institute a mentorship program? That's a great idea. Right on. One of the most pressing issues within our coven is the power gap between novices and elders. It will help tighten the relationship between different generations of witches too. I like it. But this idea will be way better received among novices than elders. Old witches won't really get anything out of this deal. It'll be a tough sell for the less charitable conservatives. A mentorship is something that requires a lot of time and work, so it'll get in the way of many of the elders' plans. You yourself will be forced to take on some apprentices. Think about what that'll mean for you, for your lifestyle. I see. Let's go with the mentorship program. Understood. And finally, we have the issue of what to do with Adina's corpse. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine wants the coven to devour her corpse. That way we will absorb her magic and become considerably more powerful. Thalia wants to scatter her remains, give them back to the cosmos. That way more witches will be able to ascend, and we will become more numerous and diverse. Suppressa wants to conserve Adina's corpse, to consult with her and keep using her as a channel to talk with the gods. What do you want to do with Adina's corpse? What if... No, that's too much. Spit it out. We're brainstorming here. A wild idea could lead to something interesting. What if only the leader gets to eat Adina, all by herself? What if you hoard Idana's power all to yourself, you're saying? Yes. Become some sort of super leader. If it becomes a tradition, whoever is in charge will become more and more powerful with each generation, inheriting all the power of their predecessors, working towards a godlike figure who can safeguard the coven from any evil. That is dangerous. Not a lot of people will agree with this plan, but if you manage to pull it off, you'll become extremely fucking powerful. I don't want to imagine what would imply for your powers. You'll be able to relight reality itself if needed. I'll support you if that's what you want. What do you want to do with Adina's corpse? Let's go with the super leader option. Alright, that's a wrap then. Let's review the program as a whole now. This program is unique enough. I believe we're offering quite an interesting option over the plans of our rivals. Are you happy with it? Would you like to change anything? I'm happy with this program. Let's move on. Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Now, take a minute to look at our program. Internalize it. Believe it. Make it yours. You are going to have to defend all of these decisions in front of your rivals and the whole coven. But most importantly, I'm going to need you to sell the concept of it. And for that, we're going to need a slogan. A slogan. Finally, something fun. It's fun. It's been fun all the way for me so far. You're really enjoying yourself behind that haughty pose, huh? You bet. What would you like to use as a slogan? Take fate into thy hands. Ooh, I like this one. Very on point, given the kind of candidate you are. You think? It doesn't say much about our program, but it doesn't matter. This is all about marketing. And who doesn't like the idea of controlling their own fate? The slogan puts the focus on your defining characteristic. No other candidate can aspire to own this slogan. Great job. Thanks. We're almost done. What else? We just need to start campaigning, right? Yes, and for that we need the ultimate, most classical form of propaganda. A poster. What for? It's not like there are any streets in space to plaster with my face. We'll send posters to everyone we know from inside and outside the coven. Try to have them set up in common spaces like temples or cosmic markets. That's not my style at all. That's why I'm here to do all the nasty marketing you're too self-conscious to do. I just want all this to be over. A few weeks, couple months at max, and this will all be but a memory. You've done 200 years of exile. I'm sure you can endure this. I was thinking that your new cars have a lot of style. What do you say? Want to compose the poster yourself? Do I have a choice? Not really. You're really talented. Let's just squeeze your artist juices. Ooh. That's pretty sick. What do you think? A bit corny for my taste with all those hearts. But if that's how you feel, I'm all in. Should I give it another try? No, it's good. I like it. It's powerful in a very unique way. If anything, it does a great job of capturing your essence. We should then send this to a museum once the race is over. Shut up. Great. We are ready to win this race. Finally. Honestly, I'm really not cut out for this. Yes, you are. Fate provided you with a mean sister to make sure of it. Just my luck. Now, for the unavoidable question. Why don't you draw a card to make sure we win this thing? Yeah, it's been on my mind this whole time. I believe you should do it. I'm sure the others will be using their own arts to get ahead of the race. Doesn't come without risks, though. There's always a chance I draw a card that doesn't offer any favorable results to us. And once drawn, there's not going back. We could assure our victory, but we could also doom us and make all of our efforts futile. Right. Well, you know your deck better than anyone. Our chances of winning through sheer effort are pretty decent, I'd say. But if you want to remove the anxiety from the competition by determining the outcome, I'm in. Alright, game on. Let's draw a card. Yes! I can't get enough of your divination. It's always so thrilling. Let's hope this thrill pays off. I'm scared. This reading is going to be nerve-wracking. More than reading into your sister's death? Yes. Ouch. Reading into your end was more like morbid curiosity, whereas this card is about to seal the outcome of many weeks of effort. You're right. I'm nervous too. Hit it. Ooh. Facet Spera. We will win. Our coven will become so successful that our program will be copied throughout many magical communities. We will win. Our coven will stop being the most powerful, but its members will be extraordinarily happy. Jasmine will win. She'll get drunk on power and will start conquering other covens. Alright, let's do this one. We will win. Our coven will become so successful that our program will be copied throughout many magical communities. Jackpot. Feels so weird to write my absolute victory. Just enjoy it, damn it. What now? We just wait arms crossed to have the leadership of the coven handed to us? Now you have fun. You can enjoy the campaign knowing that no matter what you say or do, you will get the win. Fun, huh? I'll try. Since we know the outcome already, now it's all about the theatrics. I guess so. The feeling is similar to when I got to know my own end. It removes a lot of the pressure from the very act of existing. We just play our part and wait to see the fireworks. Don't you like the feeling? I can see the appeal. Now it's all a game. Right. I think I need to rest for a bit now. Gonna go home, take a bath, get my thoughts in order. When I come back, our next mission will be to form a team and start actually doing things. Okay, I'll be here. Chapter 6. Pandemonium. Please wait here. Eugenia will be here in a minute. What is this? Am I dead? No, don't worry, you're not dead at all. I shouldn't say a lot more though. Why not? Protocol. This probably doesn't mean much to you, but you're extremely lucky. Eugenia is an exceptional witch. You couldn't be in better hands. A what? Come again? Oops, I've said too much, but everything is going to be alright. I must go. Just get comfortable. But, bye. I don't recognize those stars. Where the hell am I? Just get comfortable? My clothes are still wet. And how did this much sand get under my swimsuit? Shit. I still have the keys of the food truck on me. I hope Ava and Patrice managed to get back home okay. Oh, so warm. This feels nice. This place is actually super cool. I wonder if it'd be too expensive to rent for a nice getaway with those fools. Will I ever get to see my friends again? This place makes me want to read tarot. The air smells like nothing I've smelled before. It's a mix of nature, fate, and possibility. Gravity feels different too. Lighter. I feel like my mind is slowly shedding some dry husk and fresh breeze is now starting to blow through it. This trembling. This isn't fear. It's excitement. Oh no. I feel like I never want to go home. I love you already. Relax. I'm here to look after you. You were from Earth, right? Earthlings always have the worst time processing their ascension. Your collective subconscious is too cynical. Your society rejects magic with a strength unlike any other in this universe. Just let it sink in. This is something good, I promise. Deer? Very observant. My kin are what human witches call deer folk. Oh, and you are a human witch, by the way. Is this really happening? Yes. Congratulations. You ascended. Please don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. This is the best day of my life. Everything is set to go. Election day has just been announced. We're merely 32 cycles away from it. We have everything we need, so let's get to work. The most critical point is What do we do with this massive behemoth? Yeah, that. What do we do with your sister's savior? What could we possibly do with the help of an almighty being older than time who's able to grant wishes? Can you make everyone vote for us? Yes. What are you willing to pay in exchange? No need for that. Fortuna is a wish granter herself at this point. She already wrote that we'll win the elections. Why bother doing anything and then? I'm compelled by some cosmic force? Oh, I see. We are sentient puppets at this point, aren't we, Fortuna? Yep, I'll make you do all sorts of funny things. You just try. Okay, let's draw a card. Wait, no. I was just kidding. Let's focus on the task at hand, please. Oops. Sure. What can a behemoth do for free? I could disguise myself as a familiar and deliver messages. I can harvest energy. I can spread rumors. Interesting. I think that's about it if we don't want to draw too much attention to my powers. It's already more than I expected. So great. Happy to surpass your expectations, oh dominant sister. Which grimoire of clowns did you find this one in, Fortuna? Let's check the vibe of the coven first. Programs have already been made public, so witches are starting to form their own ideas regarding this race. We can tap into the mind of the coven with this dream ball. The dream ball allows us to get real-time readings on our community's desires and expectations. Hence, we can filter the current vote intention. This will be the pivotal tool for adjusting our strategies as the race progresses. Every action we perform, the actions of our opponents, of course, will affect the Coven's sympathies, and that'll be reflected in the Dream Ball's readings. I added some men's ruins to filter vote intention by demographic. Go ahead and browse through them. I encourage you to put some time into familiarizing yourself with the characteristics of each group. You not only need their votes, but you also plan on becoming their leader, so you better take responsibility and do some studying. Luckily for you, as the founder of the Cosmic Gazette, I know a fair amount about the idiosyncrasies of our coven. I wrote down a comprehensive demographic analysis for you. I took the liberty of placing it all in your library for when you have the time to go and do some studying. Whoa, thank you so much. I got you. Now, how are we going to operate? Fortuna, you won't be able to accomplish much by yourself out there, being exiled and all, but we will act as your will outside this room. Just let us know what you want to do and we'll set out to do so. You'll be promoting some point of the program, looking for allies, gathering intel, harvesting some energy for your deck. Bear in mind that these tasks will take between 3 and 5 cycles each, so plan accordingly. But wait, what do I do while you're all out? Do your homework, do some studying, make some cards, or jerk off to relieve the pressure. Patrice! What? It works, trust me. Always so gross. As the race progresses, you'll have to meet some prospective allies or even rivals here in this office. So don't worry, I don't think you'll get much idle time. Okay. Everyone's ready. Everyone ready? Any doubts? Let's conquer all. Well, rather than conquer, let's have our sisters put their trust in us. Yes, of course. That was a figure of speech. Okay. We can never be too safe with you. Haha. Oh, I almost forgot. I've got something for you, Fortuna. Myself, personal growth and self-realization. Remember those articles on the Cosmic Gazette you dislike so much? Like 12 objects of power that'll make your life easier? But as it happens, number 5 will shock you. Here. The root of aplomb. Swallow it and it'll increase your powers of persuasion. Oh wow. Thank you, Patrice. You'll live in your stomach for decades, liberating the very essence of willpower, atom by atom. It'll also siphon away your self-doubt. It'll be especially handy for debates against other candidates, or for striking deals when dealing with visits here at home. That's just perfect. Thank you so much. I got you covered. Anyways, let's get to work. Let's make sure we have all the tasks and get this ball rolling. Stay motivated. Alright. Tasks. I think that'll be it for today. Good night.